What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Wrasslin City. As always, I'm Taylor, and let's talk about Monday Night Raw. This is your Monday Night Raw review for October 13th, 2025. Now, unfortunately, I did not get to watch Raw live this morning at 7 a.m. because I had to work. And usually, when Raw has these international shows and they start at weird times. Like usually they start at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This morning it started at 7 in the morning since they were all the way in Australia. And so usually what I do with these international shows, since I do work a day job, I will usually have the stream going on Netflix, but I'll have my AirPods in, so I'm just listening to the show. And there will be times where I'll pull my phone out of my pocket and just to get a glimpse of what is going on actually. It's kind of hard to do that because I don't want to get in trouble by my boss or anything. But so I did that this morning, and I was able to listen in on the Seth Rollins promo that started the show, and then I was able to listen to the match between Penta and Dom Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. But then after that, the service, I don't have the best service at work, and then Raw just didn't want to play. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just wait until I get home. I'll catch up on the stuff that I really want to see, and then I will talk about it here. But that really didn't happen because I decided to go on to Twitter during my lunch break. And at that point, Raw had been off the air for, I think, 2 hours at that point. And the first thing I saw was a tweet from WWE where they uploaded a video, and the caption was, "What just happened? Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed have turned on Seth Rollins." And I was like, what? What just happened? Right now? Are you serious? Right now? Now, I think we all knew at some point that the Bronze were going to turn on Seth Rollins, but I expected it for this to happen maybe after WrestleMania. I did not think. I mean, they've only been a faction for what, they became a faction in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months. Yeah, 6 months, and no more. Braun Breaker speared Seth Rollins, and then he went over to Bronson Reed and told him, "You're either with me or you're not." Bronson Reed said, "I'm with you." Grabbed Seth Rollins, dragged him to a corner, hit him with a tsunami, and then Braun Breaker saw the World Heavyweight title laying there on the ground next to Seth Rollins, picked it up, and Paul Heyman raises both of their hands. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. Man. But I got to say, Raw in Perth, it delivered one of the wildest post premium live event episodes in recent memory. I don't think we've seen something this crazy happen on a post premium live event episode since, I want to say, since SummerSlam 2024, when Bronson Reed made a name for himself when he tsunamied Seth Rollins 6 times. Or you could say whenever after the Raw after Mania this year, when Braun Breaker aligned himself with Seth Rollins. But we don't get these types of episodes quite often, and crazy, man. It's wild. I mean, I got some notes here because I did go through some of the show, and then, man, so let me just start off with at the top here. So Rollins, like I said, I did hear this promo, and Rollins, he cut a promo, and he really didn't say a whole lot. All he pretty much said is that he went over what happened this past weekend at Crown Jewel, talked about how Bronson Reed defeated Roman Reigns and how he became Crown Jewel champion. And if you listened closely to this promo, he did say that I need nobody. And that right there should have told us that, really, now you don't. I don't think the Brons are gonna like that very much. So, but yeah, I don't know what it is about Seth Rollins promos. I mean, they haven't been hitting a whole lot since he did join. They became the Vision, and it's like every week that he's cutting a promo to start off the show. It just sounds like the same thing. It's just a copy and paste at this point. So, I mean, once the promo ended, the segment ended, I was like, okay, that really was anything. But so then after that, we had Dominik Mysterio. He defended his Intercontinental title against Penta. Dirty Dom did win, but he did once again. He cheated to win. He grabbed the little stick, whatever that they use to ring the bell. He used that to his advantage. He used that to beat Penta. He would hit Penta in the back of the leg with it, and then he shoved it in his boot, and then he used that part of his boot to hit the 619 to get the win. Rusev did make an appearance during this match. It's kind of funny though, because he said before this match that he wasn't going to, or I thought he did, and then he goes out there and does that. So, and Rusev also did say that whoever won that match, he was going to challenge them for the Intercontinental Championship. So it looks like we're going to be getting Rusev and Dom Mysterio once again, and I hope that during that match we get a new Intercontinental Champion. Look, I like Dom, but this reign as Intercontinental Champion just isn't doing anything for me. It really hasn't done anything for me for quite some time. I think you just need to go ahead and get the belt on Rusev. Let him just go out there and have some banger matches. I think that would be a great way to bring Ilya Dragunov back. You could even go back to his feud with Sheamus, let them run it back for the Intercontinental title. That's what I would do. Like I said, I like Dom. I think he's improved a lot this year, but this reign just it isn't doing anything for me. And then there's also this report by Dave Meltzer that says that Dom Mysterio versus John Cena is a rumored match to take place at Survivor Series War Games. And if that was the case, then John Cena would obviously have to win. And at this point, John Cena doesn't need the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, this year he just set the record for the most world title wins in company history. And I just think at this point in John Cena's career, the Intercontinental title, it doesn't really. I know people are going to say, well, he's finally a Grand Slam champion, but I don't think anybody's going to look at Cena differently or think about Cena in a different way. I mean, he's already considered by most of the wrestling fans out there the greatest of all time. And I think even if he doesn't win the Intercontinental Championship, I don't think that should change anybody's mind. It shouldn't. It's not going to change mine. That's just the way I think about it. And that match, that really isn't a PLE level match in my opinion. If they were to do it, it needs to be on one of those episodes of Raw, either in Boston or in New York at Madison Square Garden. But I just don't think that it should be at a premium live event. And like I said, Cena would have to win that match. And I just think it's not, he doesn't need it at this point. Bronson Reed did have a match here. He fought Jimmy Uso. He did win the match. He beat He beat Jimmy Uso. I saw that. We had a tag team match. Raquel Rodriguez and Lyra Valkyria. No, Raquel Rodriguez and Bailey, excuse me, took on Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Let's see. I don't even know who picked up the win here. I think it was let's see here. Um, who won the match? Does it even say? I guess solid. Some, okay, so Bailey and Lyra won. I should have looked into more of that, but I'm looking at this little recap here on Raw, and okay, so Lyra and Bailey did pick up the win, but then afterwards they had Stephanie Vaquer cut a promo on the top of the stage, kind of near the kind of up there by gorilla position, and Roxanne Perez like got in her face, and it looks like they're going to do Braun. I'm looking at my notes here, and Braun Breaker's name is right here. Stephanie Vaquer versus Roxanne Perez for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, and I like that. I you should definitely give Roxanne Perez this opportunity. I think she's done enough to earn this opportunity, and now obviously she's not going to win the title, but let her get this opportunity and see what she does with it. I think it'll be a good spot for her, and if she goes out there and has a good showing, which I'm sure she will, because she's great, and then she will also be in the ring with the great Stephanie Vaquer. So let her go out there and prove to the team and creative that she deserves more opportunities at this level. So I like that. And then the main event, we had a main event match between CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. It was a triple threat number one contenders match. Now I did watch this match when I got home, and I enjoyed the match. The match it had some fire. All three men brought enough gas to obviously earn that main event spot. And then Punk did pick up the win with a GTS to Jey Uso. He celebrated, but the celebration didn't last long because Seth Rollins and his boys, or used to be boys, went down there. Braun Breaker ran right down the ring, hit Jey Uso with a spear in the aisleway, and then he would do the run around the ring. He hit LA Knight with a spear. Then them two got in the ring. It was just Braun and Braun. They got in the ring. They attacked CM Punk. Bronson Reed laid CM Punk out with a spear. Rollins kicked him out of the ring. And then they showed the little graphic, the trademark graphic, obviously letting us know that they're getting ready to go off the air. Rollins, he's sitting there posing, theme music playing, got the world title up in the air. And then he turns around and boom. Braun Breaker hit him with a spear. And my God, dude, he almost broke Seth Rollins in half with that spear. It was vicious. And then I find out later on that there is some news regarding Seth Rollins. And maybe this is why they went ahead and did this. So we don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. Apparently, Rollins is going to go get some tests ran. So during his match against Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel, he did a coast to coast flying headbutt. And whenever he landed on his arm. And I knew right away when he landed that had to hurt. And he was favoring his arm for the rest of the match. And then yesterday, a fan took a photo with Rollins out on the street somewhere in Perth, Australia. And Rollins had his arm in a sling. So then PW Insider says that Rollins may have suffered an injury from that coast to coast. He is going to be getting some tests ran to see what the significance of this injury is. So that could very well be why they went ahead and had the Vision turn on Seth Rollins. It looks like they had to pivot. We'll wait and see what the diagnosis is. Hopefully, it's nothing too major because Rollins, he's been having quite a run here in 2025. I'm, it- Rollins, he got injured earlier this year, but obviously it was just all a ruse. So when I saw this, I was like, I don't know if I can believe this. After what we saw earlier this year at SummerSlam, I don't know if I can believe it, but maybe they did this and it was a creative pivot to try and stir things up. But we'll just have to wait and see what they got going on there. So now it leaves War Games with a lot of question mark because we all thought that the Vision was going to be the War Games team, the heel team in War Games this year, and then there was this report from Dave Meltzer, and let me find this report. Hang on just one second, because I think this was uploaded Friday. So, all right, here. This was uploaded on the 10th, so 3 days ago. This was uploaded, and it was all over social media. According to Wrestling Observer Newsletter, so Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, current War Games plans will see CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, and either Jimmy Uso or LA Knight versus Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Brock Lesnar, and LA Knight. No, I'm sorry, not LA Knight, Austin Theory. There are three things certain in life. Number one, death. Number two, taxes. And number three, Dave Meltzer is wrong once again. My goodness. I don't get why people still take Dave Meltzer seriously. I knew once I saw that report, I was like, okay. Every time I see a report and it says source, Wrestling Observer Newsletter, you should always take that report with a grain of salt. I mean, it's 2025. I think everybody should know that by now. So, I don't know. I guess what they could do for War Games, either do a women's War Games match, which I don't know. There's really no women's story right now that would warrant a War Games match. You could do Wyatt 6 versus MFT. Oh my gosh, excuse me. You could do the MFT versus the Wyatt 6 in the War Games. I don't know. We'll have to see. So, like I said, Punk, we are getting Punk and Rollins at some point. I don't know when we will get that. Like I said, we just got to wait and see what this diagnosis is on Seth Rollins. Once we figure that out, I'm sure that could be the Survivor Series match, or they could do that at Saturday night's main event. I think that's before War Games Survivor Series. So we'll have to wait and see. But I mean that's pretty much it from Raw. Like I said, the major thing is Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed turning on Seth Rollins. I can't wait to hear the explanation behind that next Monday. I'm looking forward to that immediately. So, yeah, a pretty solid episode of Raw, I must say. One of the better post premium live event shows that we've gotten in quite some time. I would probably say this is the best post premium live event show that we've gotten since that Raw After Mania this year. So, yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this morning's episode of Monday Night Raw. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like this video. Hit that subscribe button. Come help us make Wrasslin City the greatest city in the world for all of your wrestling content. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. So all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. It's free. It only take like 5 seconds of your time. And then when you do hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell next to that so you will get notified whenever we upload. And that's about it. I'll see you guys next time right here in Wrasslin City. Until then, take care. God bless.